Were you ever laid off without a backup plan? Well, I was in that situation, and within 3 months of being laid off, I had 5 job offers in a completely different industry with zero prior experience or connections. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the thing, that layoff, it turned out to be the best thing that has ever happened to my career. So if you have ever dreamt of switching careers, have been laid off, or feel stuck in a job that's going nowhere, then this story is for you. I'll show you exactly how I went from being fired to being in demand, landing multiple job offers, and making a complete transition into a brand new industry, and how you can do the same, ensuring long-term career stability and success after a layoff. So let me take you back to the year 2016. The year my entire career trajectory changed. At the time, everything looked great on paper. I had an international MBA, worked globally with a solid 7 years of experience in management consulting, and I was working for a well-known multinational firm at that time. But deep down, I had this growing feeling that something wasn't right. The industry I was in wasn't built for long-term sustainability. There were signs, subtle but clear. A stagnating skill set, increasing pressure, fewer future opportunities. It was like I was climbing a ladder, but the wall it was leaning on didn't feel solid anymore. That realization became my wake-up call. So I started exploring further options, and that's when I discovered the world of data and analytics, a field that was clearly booming and had huge potential for the future at that time. So I began speaking with some industry experts, started reading market trends, and gradually I got convinced that this could be my next career move. But here is the challenge. Should I leave my stable, well-paying job to go back to school again to study? Or should I try to do both? So I decided to play it a bit safe, and I stayed in my job while enrolling in a 1-year postgraduate program in data and analytics. So my weekdays were packed with meetings and deadlines in my full-time job, and my weekends were dedicated to lectures and assignments. It was pretty exhausting for me, but also exciting because I felt like that I was investing in a future that I actually wanted. So as I neared towards the end of my 1-year course, my plan that I can use my current job at that time as a safety net, and then I can slowly and gradually pivot into a more data and analytics oriented role, maybe even move within the same company I was working for. But life had different plans. The company that I was working through at that time went through a massive restructuring, and with that came sweeping layoffs. I was also among the one who was impacted at that time, and I still remember that moment vividly. I was called into a room with my head of department and someone from the HR. The news was delivered without giving us any warning. There were no signs, no red flags. Everything had felt so normal. In fact, I had just been promoted 9 months ago. But when I walked out of that room, I was in a complete shock. And more than anything, I think I also felt betrayed by the illusion of job security. I feel that, we all think that our jobs are secure, but that time, that day was the day which taught me a powerful lesson that no matter how stable things look on the outside, the corporate job's inherent nature is incredibly temporary in nature. You can be doing everything right, and you can still find yourself packing up your desk any moment. So now I was in a situation where I had 3 months of notice, just 3 months, no role to fall back on. Do I try to run back to my old industry where I had credibility, connections, and a clear path? Or do I take the leap into this completely new industry, the data analytics industry that I was working so hard for last 1 year, but I have no real world experience? But I decided to choose the leap. I decided to choose the latter path. So I started applying for roles in analytics. I faced rejection after rejection. Like, my inbox was filled with "we regret to inform you" emails, and it was pretty frustrating, honestly speaking. But it was also a humbling experience. Each rejection became a feedback loop. I started improving my resume, refined my pitch, practiced better interview responses. I reached out to a lot of mentors, peers, and even strangers on LinkedIn who had made similar moves. And slowly I started repositioning my profile. I started blending my consulting experience, my business understanding, and my new gained data analytics skills into a compelling story. Instead of applying blindly, I started targeting companies that actually valued this hybrid profile of people who need someone to bridge business and data. And that's when things started to shift. And by the end of my 3-month notice period, not only I was employed again, I had 5 job offers on the table, all in a completely new industry. And for the first time, I wasn't just grateful to have a job, I had options. I had the power to choose based on what truly aligns with my long-term goals. And I picked up a role in a brand new city. I packed up, moved, started fresh. And that decision to bet on myself and to step into a field I had no prior experience changed my life completely. The curve was steep, yes, but the career growth, the financial upside, and the future potential, I think it was totally worth it. So looking back, I realized that it wasn't just a career pivot, it was a mindset shift for me. I stopped playing it safe and I started designing my career for long-term success. And that's why I'm sharing this video right now, because if you are standing at that crossroads right now, whether by choice or by circumstance, know this, that the layoff might feel like the end, but it could be the beginning of something much better. And if you want more support navigating your own transition, or if you have been laid off, or if you want to avoid getting laid off, then I have made 2 prior videos. The first video is about the top 5 strategies to successfully navigate a layoff, wherein I have shared practical steps for staying in control during the uncertain times. And the second video is around how to avoid getting laid off in the first place, things you can start doing today to make yourself more resilient and irreplaceable at work. And if you're curious about how I went from being bedridden after a serious accident to building this life and career that I'm proud of today, check out my story around from being bedridden to boardroom, because trust me, your worst setback can become your greatest comeback. And if this story resonated with you, then don't forget to subscribe. I am going to be sharing more real world strategies to help you build a career that truly resonates with you. And if you are navigating a layoff or if you are planning a transition, I would love to support you personally. You can book a free one-on-one mentoring session with me. The link is given in the description box. And stay tuned for my upcoming Career Transition Bootcamp, which is designed for professionals just like you who are ready to pivot with confidence and clarity. So hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss out. Until unless I see you the next time, goodbye. Take care.